we just received some major Grand Theft Auto 6 information. This is coming directly from Jason Schreier, who is a famous journalist. He's been working for Kotaku and is infamous for his coverage on the crunch culture. And in his new article, he has a lot of things to say in regards to Rockstar Games and their future plans. There's a ton of interesting content inside of this article that we will be unpacking today. I would appreciate it if you guys subscribe for more videos just like this one and click the like button if you enjoyed the video. Now let's jump straight into it. I will recap what Jason Schreier stated in this Bloomberg article. As always, go check out the complete article in the description of the video. The article opens with the summer of 2020, when the tragic event with George Floyd occurred. It shook up the entire world, and it reached every household around the globe. This event also reached Rockstar Games and caused a huge impact. The Grand Theft Auto development studio decided to shelve a new Cops and Crooks mode that was supposed to arrive into Grand Theft Auto Online. According to Schreier, the mode was supposed to be a twist of a children's game where players split into teams. Obviously, one team being the cops and the other one being the crooks. There's a ton of details regarding Rockstar's change of direction into this article and why we lost this DLC update and this in-game mode. Due to the ongoing events and risk of misinterpretation, Rockstar decided to put the mode to the side and have still not made plans to bring it back. So the mode Cops and Crooks was meant to arrive in GTA Online, but due to the ongoing events with George Floyd, according to Rockstar, this update could have easily been misinterpreted. The mode has not been completely cancelled. It is still possible that it will one day return to Grand Theft Auto Online. However, it is unclear when that will happen. Grand Theft Auto fans have been begging Rockstar to release Cops and Crooks into Grand Theft Auto Online. It is a fan favorite update. Sadly, it is unclear whether that update will see the light of day. This is just one of the politically sensitive decisions Rockstar has made in recent years. In addition, Rockstar Games removed transphobic jokes from the recent version of Grand Theft Auto 5 for next-gen consoles. News blew up and it was literally everywhere. Every news outlet was covering it, so I'm pretty sure you already know what happened. But Rockstar basically made fun of the transphobic community inside of GTA 5. This is content that we've had since the game released in 2013, but Rockstar decided to remove it with the recent iteration of GTA 5. Another decision that Rockstar has made. Anyway, it is time to move into the good stuff with Grand Theft Auto 6 because we actually received some major pieces of content. Of course, a huge thank you to Jason Schreier for this article and for providing all of this information for the fans. Schreier continued by giving us some information regarding the sequel. According to him, GTA 6 will include a Latina female protagonist for the first time in a Grand Theft Auto game. She will reportedly be one of a pair of leading characters in a story influenced by the bank robbers Bonnie and Clyde. Now this sounds absolutely fantastic, and it is something that we have been expecting. According to Jason Schreier, we'll get a female and a male protagonist. I honestly see so many possibilities. We have more details that I want to touch on in this article that make this even more interesting, so stay tuned to find out. The game will reportedly be majorly toned down in terms of jokes. Rockstar Games co-founder Jamie King is expecting the exact same thing actually. If you guys remember, he took part in an interview with the Killer's YouTube channel. I'll leave a link to the interview in the description of the video. So that is what he stated as well on this interview almost 8 months ago. He thinks that the tone of GTA 6 will be different from what we're used to. Grand Theft Auto 5, for example, is filled with satirical jokes. The game pokes fun at the entire American culture. GTA 5 was a GTA game through and through, and of course the game is still breaking records to this day. Rockstar Games has, however, attempted to recreate itself, to create a more plausible work environment and step away from its crunch ways. So according to Schreier, when it comes to GTA 6, the morale in the company is higher than it has ever been, despite the game taking longer than fans have expected. Much of it that is due to the pandemic, but also due to the changes in the company. Schreier added that several Rockstar employees have pointed out that you can't satirize today's America. It is already a satire of itself. Now that is a very interesting comment and I want you guys to pay close attention. This is one problem that they have been facing. They are finding it difficult to satirize today's America, and I have to give them that today's America is totally different than when it was back in the day when the previous Grand Theft Auto games were made. We do live in pretty ridiculous times. We have much more to touch on regarding the map of GTA 6 and everything else, which also adds to this whole situation. Rockstar is for sure further in the development of GTA 6, so they must have at least planned out on what they would bring, but I guess the main issue that Jason Schreier is trying to point out here is that Rockstar is having a difficulty bringing a creative adaptation to their standards, which is pretty fair as long as we get the final product. Rockstar has implemented a lot of new methods, schedules, and plans into their work strategies to help the employees and give them a more flexible schedule. Schreier provided additional information on how the initial code name for the project was Americas, and we already knew that. It was meant to be more vast than any other Grand Theft Auto game we've seen to date. That is what Jason Schreier said. We've already heard the rumors of Project Americas, multiple GTA maps, a vast world for the fans to explore, and according to Schreier, this was the initial concept. We received this information back in 2020, so we've known this for a couple of years. The map was supposed to be modeled after large swaths of North and South America. According to people familiar with the project, the map has been cut down to a fictional version of Miami and its surrounding areas. Now this is what we call solid information. This is how GTA 6 started as a Project Americas and became Project Fireball. This is how GTA 6 was scaled down. It was meant to be an entire map of North America featuring multiple GTA cities from the GTA universe, and it was shrinked to just covering Miami with its surrounding areas. I have to note something here. This doesn't mean that the map is going to be small. In fact, I am 100% sure that it will be massive. It will be unlike anything we've seen in a Grand Theft Auto game. The map will definitely be a perfect fit for the next-gen hardware. Vice City is where we're headed and not multiple GTA cities, so that sure cleared up the situation. Rockstar's plan is now to continually update the game over time, adding new missions and cities on a regular basis, which the leadership hopes will lead to less crunch during the game's final months. Still, the game's world remains large, with more interior locations than previous Grand Theft Auto games, impacting the timeline. This part is very interesting. Apparently, Rockstar put in place a new management structure following the departure of former design director Imran Sarwar, who was accused by several employees of bullying and verbal abuse. His position was filled by 3 other directors, creating what several people described as a too many cooks situation, where design decisions are frequently left in flux or contradict one another. Some core aspects of the game, such as combat, were still going through changes, even as developers expected them to be locked down, employees said. Schreier continued, Grand Theft Auto 6 is expected to come out in Take-Two's fiscal year 2024, which runs from April 2023 through March 2024. But developers are skeptical. The game has been moved in development in some form since 2014. Although there are loose schedules in place, people interviewed for this article said they didn't know of any firm release date and that they expect the game to be at least 2 years away. Earlier this year, a group of designers quit Rockstar's Edinburgh office, telling colleagues they were sick of the lack of progress. Now, that is very interesting. It looks like a lot of different visions for Grand Theft Auto 6 were on the table at Rockstar Games, and that's the exact reason as to why the game is taking so long. Too many creative visions, too many possibilities. That is what's holding Grand Theft Auto 6 back, according to this article provided by Jason Schreier. Again, check out the article and the link in the description of the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay safe and have a great day.